It's a review of study entitled A Bayesian Statistic Approach to Hospitality Research, which was conducted by Giuliano Bianchi and Cindy Yunyong. The objective of the study. Upon reading this study, the objective of the researchers is to explain how Bayesian statistic approach contributes to the advancement of hospitality management and demonstrate how this approach can be applied to analyze guest online reviews for a hotel. What are the research questions? The paper doesn't emphasize specific research questions. However, the study aims to demonstrate how Bayesian approach can apply to hospitality research and discuss the methodological contribution. What were the methods used in collecting data? This is how the researcher collects and presents data. The researcher used Bayesian statistic to analyze the customer's online review. The researcher used Gustav Pala's customer review from Booking.com to measure customer satisfaction using Bayesian approach. But why did the researcher choose Gustav Pala's? Since Bayesian approach involves prior belief about a parameter and the actual data observed which eventually correct the previous belief, Gustav was chosen for the following reason. Gustav Palace, a very well-known five-star hotel built in 1913 as appeared in several movies and thus fits the purpose of the study. It is reasonable to assume that every customer has a certain level of expectation when booking at Gustav Palace, which serves as a prior belief in Bayesian approach. Customer feedback distribution differs from the normal distribution. The researchers retrieved customer feedback from Booking.com on 24 January 2020 at 9 p.m. Central European Time. The database is composed of 73 observations from 8 pages. Booking.com offers review the opportunity to select a review score ranging between 1 and 10, with 1 indicating very poor experience while 10 indicates a superb experience. Bayesian statistic instead argues that everyone has an opinion concerning an event and that this opinion should be taken into consideration. In other words, going Bayesian simply means including expert opinion in the analysis. Therefore, the combination of expert opinions and data observation would then lead to a model that is closer to the reality than a model that is entirely data-driven. Besides, where the data is lack of data, a subjective expectation is better than no information at all. This argument is indeed more convincing in the hospitality industry, where the researcher and practitioner deal with unmeasurable variables such as customer satisfaction, creativity, customer experience, or happiness. Data collected by the researchers. The researcher conduct analysis based on a sample collected from Booking.com, referring to classical statistics. Researchers conclude that the sample distribution shown below has an average score of 9.4 and a standard deviation of 1.001 and a median of 9.6. As shown in the table, the priors have a little impact on the posterior distribution. This is due to the number of observations available. If the number of observations n increases, then a researcher can discard subjective opinions about the expected distribution. Bayesian statistics is not different from inferential statistics and thus does not skew the analysis. The researcher also point out that there are two main factors related to the Bayesian approach that may contribute to the science of hospitality management. First, incorporating hoteliers' previous expectation of a certain variable allows to still conduct a solid quantitative analysis. When the data are lacking or incomplete, as the literature points out, the hospitality industry suffers from lack of data in a certain cases. Bayesian statistics provide a scientific way to cope with this shortcoming. Moreover, researchers prior are quickly adjusted to objective statistics with limited sampling. Second, data on hospitality industry are different from other industry, and so far as data are often proxies of unobservable qualitative and subjective factors. Consider the degree of customer satisfaction. Satisfaction is linked to the utility function. The utility function is an ordinal measure and not a cardinal one. It cannot be measured. Any expedient to assess it, asking for instance to evaluate on a scale of from 1 to 10, results indeed a numerical figure, but this number is still questionable and subjective. And for findings, upon analyzing the data and considering other factors that may affect credibility of findings, the researcher concluded that the hotel business is particularly vulnerable to qualitative data. Experience, creativity, satisfaction, happiness, tasting good, tasting bad, and so on are all non-quantifiable aspects of the industry. Those elements are entirely subjective. Although the traditional quantitative technique can aid in exploring those components, it cannot provide a perfect picture of those components. The Bayesian approach demonstrates how data-driven analysis may be paired with hoteliers' views to produce a sophisticated study of a phenomenon. And there are two main suitable features for Bayesian statistics that can contribute to the hospitality management literature. The first one is the ability to cope with the absence of data, a scenario that is very likely in the hospitality industry. The second one is the Bayesian statistics, allows researchers to introduce experts' opinion in the quantitative analysis and therefore measure the unmeasurable, including intangible variables such as creativity, experience, satisfaction, or happiness. This is my brief review of the study of Giuliano Bianchi and Cindy Yong entitled A Bayesian Statistic Approach to Hospitality Research. Thank you and have a great day.